Moonwell's DeFi takeover, you could earn some passive income, there's some big names behind the project, and we could see some massive growth. What's up, party people? It's Crypto Cronkite. So Moonwell is on the Base network, also a couple other networks we'll get to in a second, but here's the complete story of a DeFi powerhouse potentially. Moonwell has quickly emerged as one of the most dominant DeFi products on the Base network, positioning itself at the forefront of decentralized lending and borrowing with a mission to make crypto accessible and user-friendly as traditional finance. Now Moonwell is setting the standard for how Layer 2 protocols should operate. So here's a little bit about the vision and the founders. At the heart of Moonwell is Luke Youngblood. He's the founder of Lunar Labs and the driving force in building out the protocol. Luke brings a world-class engineering pedigree to the table, having served as a senior staff engineer at Coinbase and principal engineer at Amazon Web Services. His past work includes building Coinbase's price oracle system, the Tezos validator node infrastructure, and stake and reward systems on Coinbase. Now, this project is also backed by major security and governance contributors, including Gauntlet for risk modeling, Halborn Security for contract audits, Boardroom for governance tooling, and Cypher for fiat to crypto integrations and card issuance. So what is Moonwell? Well, it's an open, non-custodial lending and borrowing protocol originally forked from Compound V2. It allows users to deposit assets to earn interest or borrow against their holdings with over-collateralized loans. What makes Moonwell stand out, though, is this combination of cross-chain governance, supply and borrow caps, multi-token reward emissions, safety module staking mechanisms, and mature risk and Oracle frameworks using Chainlink and temporal governor failsafes. On Base, Moonwell is more than just another deployment. It is the flagship lending application, boasting over $100 million in total value locked at its peak and generating more revenue than even Aave or Morpho on the same network. Users can delegate well, vote, and participate in governance without bridging assets. So why Moonwell stands out on the Base network? Well, it's known for its incredibly intuitive design that even DeFi beginners can use. You have broad asset support. They support Ethereum, USDC, Coinbase wrapped ETH, and soon it will have Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. It also has Morpho integrations. They partnered with Morpho Blue to deliver vaults offering superior risk-adjusted yields. They have isolated lending markets, which allows for controlled risk exposure with experimental or volatile assets. USDC anywhere in virtual accounts, so the onboarding tool allows users to deposit from bank accounts directly into Moonwell as USDC. And there's also a Moonwell card, a Visa debit card linked to Moonwell funds with auto top-up borrowing from supply collateral. And there's full ecosystem participation. There's lending, borrowing, staking, LP farming, and governance. And also Moonwell is battle-tested. The Base deployment has undergone rigorous audits from Halborn, Code for Arena, and Codehawks. So far, Moonwell has never experienced a major exploit on the Base network. So Moonwell was one of the earliest lending platforms to launch on Base, again, which is Coinbase's Layer 2 network. The Well token was also listed on Coinbase back in September 2024, helping it reach an all-time high of 11 cents in October of the same year. In case you're wondering what their price is right now, it's around 3.5 cents. Moonwell participates in Base's builder programs and has set aside 10% of the Well token supply for grants and ecosystem incentives. So you may be asking, what are the passive income opportunities? Well, Moonwell offers multiple ways to generate yield. As I mentioned before, there's lending. Earn supply APY on assets like USDC, Ethereum, or Coinbase wrapped ETH. Rates are variable, but have ranged between 5 to 8% for USDC. There's borrowing for yield loops. You can borrow USDC at a lower rate and reinvest into Morpho vaults. Advanced users use collateral to create leveraged yield loops. You also can stake your Well in the safety module. Stake Well as a backup for insolvency events. Earn Well rewards and governance power. And auto delegation of votes for active participation. There's liquidity provisions. Provide Well or wrapped Ethereum liquidity on Aerodrome. You can earn swap fees, Aero rewards. But watch for impermanent loss risks if you go that route. But there's also vault farming on Morpho. Moonwell's flagship vaults for USDC and wrapped Ethereum. You can get passive, optimized, and risk-adjusted yield strategies. Typically, they earn between 8 to 9% APY. And there's also advanced opportunities, governance participation rewards, liquidation auctions for discounted collateral, and integrations with third-party yield vaults or arbitrage strategies. Financial performance has been growing. Total value locked is in excess of $100 million at its peak. The revenue for Moonwell is highest on the Base network in 2024 to 2025, which is above Aave and Morpho. The market cap is $126 million circulating, and the circulating supply is 3.5 billion wells. So the bottom line is, Moonwell is more than just a lending protocol, it's an ecosystem. With an elite founding team, deep base integrations, strong security, powerful user incentives, and a long-term roadmap for governance and expansion, Moonwell is positioned to be the flagship lending layer for the Base network. Whether you're a casual user looking for yield, a DeFi strategist stacking layers of passive income, or a governance-focused investor, Moonwell delivers the tools, infrastructure, and trust to participate in the next generation of finance. It's safe to say, if Base is the future of DeFi infrastructure, Moonwell would be called the bank. So remember, this is not investment advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but that's the way it is. I'm Crypto Cronkite. Hit like or subscribe to stay on top and be ready for that next drop.